Hello, everybody. I just want to make this something brief about, the tragic situation of Charlie Kirk. And, I know him from YouTube videos and things like that. I hear his opinions, some of his messages here, some of his messages there, and everything is just an opinion, it's conversation. Like, since when do we continue to keep conversation and go into a violent mode of it because you can't get somebody to agree with your way of thinking? That's why conversation is the way it is and it's supposed to be. If we have a conversation, we supposed to take the truth in there, keep it there, take all the lies out, but we ain't got to get all frantic and crazy about it. And this man that believes in how he how he wants to express his opinions about things, he is met with a bullet to end his life. Because there's some people out there, young and old, that can't stand or fathom that somebody is disagreeing with how they feel. So they have to meet their end. It doesn't make no sense. It's like, what's the point of a conversation? Yes, we can get mad at what you're saying and everything, but why are we resorting to violence? That means it's like, you know, is what was the point of talking to you if you gonna feel this way? What's the point of you even going to rallies or anything because you don't know how to talk to the other person? Maybe you need to stay in your box and figure out what's going on with you and your life. But somebody got to meet their end. All of us who have opinions and really want to express ourselves, all you have to do is take in what's good and what's bad. What's good and what's bad. All right, I took in that good. That's true. But this right here is not true, and I'll find a way to have enough commentary sense to talk about the bad with you because you're already up there and you're speaking the way you speak and you have that confidence. And because I don't agree with you, it's like what? Oh, because I don't have the confidence to agree with you, I gotta meet you with violence now because I can't change your mind. It makes no sense, man. And this man had lost his life doing what he had to do and doing and just being good at it. He ain't trying to change your mind. He just wants to have a debate. Maybe there's something that you are saying that he can say, okay, yo, you really right about that. I'm going to go back to the books and go back to my resources and find out what you're saying is true because maybe that changed my mind about this type of subject. But now he has met his end because somebody is so disagreeable with other people's words, even themselves, that you have to take their life for it. It makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? My condolences to Charlie Kirk and everything. He meant good to do some good. He went to a college. He went to a college to do. He was doing this in colleges, speaking to young minds about the things that's happening in America and everything. And a lot of these young minds, y'all going into these colleges and y'all don't even know what to do. Y'all don't even know what to do with your own studies and classes. Yet you want to come to this man's rally and disturb that type of peace. People who want to know something and learn something and got something to say, that's the reason why they there. If you can't be in that type of field, why even show up? Why show up? What's the point of showing up? Stay in your room, stay in your dorm, stay wherever you're going to stay, and get your own shit together. Get your life together before you come out there and want to disturb the peace of what other people want to understand and learn and have a debate about. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're so willing to destroy this man that you destroyed his family and the people who loved him to debate with him without the ugliness and the nonsense in their heart. There's people out here that can look at a disagreement and debate with it and still have a loving, hugging moment, handshaking moment. That was a good debate. I like this debate. You know what I mean? I'm going to go back to my drawing board just like you're going to go back to your drawing board, and maybe we'll meet again. You know what I'm saying? But to sit there and resort in violence because you hate somebody else's opinion and because they have a certain platform, you can't get your own platform and go as high as you need to go, that you need to destroy his platform like that. That's just the same that's going with everybody else. Everybody got a freaking opinion out here. Everybody. But that don't mean that their life got to be taken for it. You don't think that that's going to spark more shit, more stuff? And now you're the shooter, you're the killer, and now you going to jail, and none of your debates don't even matter when you get there. None of your debates don't matter nothing when you get into them behind them bars because you done shot somebody who had good debate commentary with everybody else in the world. And now you stuck in there looking stupid like ain't nobody else gonna come out and be the same way that that man was. You can't stop everybody. But you got so much hate for this person, you think that it was a victory for you to take them out like that. It makes no sense. But and at the same time, it doesn't stop people from talking anyway. You know, this is one of those tragedies where it's just like, damn, you know, he spoke his mind, never getting hostile, never nothing, and you couldn't match that. So you felt like the only next thing was to do was to take his life. Man, that is just totally backwards. It's wrong. It's cowardice. It's everything. You know what I mean? I don't know who this person was, but it's like, yo, you literally, you ain't got no friends. You ain't got no family. Everybody probably hates you because you never even checked on yourself to make sure you're good around other people. But that's just what it is, man. You know, we definitely got to do better as a people, and we're trying to do that through this kind of situation. But now the man has lost his life because he had an opinion. What kind of situation we living in? You know what I mean? Like, I just wanted to say some brief stuff because it kind of made me a little bit, upset that we can't even talk no more. We can't even have real debates. And a lot of the debates that we have, we not even in those fields, but we still have an opinion about what they do and everything else. You're not even in those fields, but you want to kill somebody because they may have no more knowledge about the field that you're talking about, that we're talking about. But you're not even in that field to even get mad at somebody else for that. What was the point? Listen, man. Shout out to Charlie Kirk. Condolences to his family, his friends, his team. Uh, you know, you know. Shout out to the fans who was there to have those debates with him and have a clear mind after the debates and ready to go back to the next debate and everything. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to have the debate. You don't have to have violence with a debate because you lost it or you didn't have no way of knowing how to talk to someone. You're going through something in your own mind. Stay with that. Leave people alone. You know what I mean? I could go further and saying some other stuff, but at the end of the day, man, people want to have knowledge. People yearn for knowledge. And if there's somebody that can give them that enough to debate back because they have their own mind frame and mindset to understand something, and if that person can give them an understanding to debate back and forth, that's just it. Learn what you take from it. You know what I mean? Come back to the drawing board and have another question. This, that, and the third. But don't go off and kill somebody because you don't agree and you don't know how to change their mind. Let them have their mind. That's their mind. Your mind is your mind. It depends on how you look at it and how you feel and whatever. And you keep it to yourself. When you're ready to bring it out, you bring it out. But you want to bring out the guns. You want to bring out violence. You want to put people in fear to even speak again. That ain't never gonna happen. It's always gonna be somebody that's gonna come out the works to speak because of this kind of situation. And now he's used as an example as you the shooter and him the deceased uh you know person who had their opinion so abroad is now the example of what more we're going to talk about later. It's still going to be more people out there having their debates, talking their stuff, and now we got to use you and the deceased Charlie Kirk to put our opinion more abroad of what's going on. So it's just like, you didn't do anything. You just took a life. You just took a life. Now, so, you know, I just wanted to come on here and say something brief because, hearing that news and that story is just wow. And it just happens on a college campus. And you know what that situation right there might remind me of? It reminded me of higher learning. That situation reminded me of higher learning. If y'all ever knew that movie or watched that movie and saw how that movie went, it reminded me of that. You know what I mean? So it's just sad that although we have our diversities and ethnicities, all these other E's, we can't come together just have simple ass conversations to where somebody got to meet their end, and it's just crazy to me. Yo, shout out to Charlie Kirk, man. God bless him and his family, and you know, I just we all got to hope for the best for what's next coming, in our lives on how we speak and talk with each other, have our debates, very cool, calm situations of content and speeches and everything. We done went through this 1,000 times. There's 1,000 people that done got shot for this type of stuff. Just because they just want to throw out an opinion and have debates out there, we gotta lose our lives for it. Like, what kind of shit we on? But other than that, man, shout out to you all. Everybody just keep moving and keep doing and keep speaking. Always let your voice be heard for whatever the reason is, man. God is always gonna be behind everything we do. That we trying to do best for the people, and you know, that's what it takes, man. Like we just have debates, and debates shouldn't be going that far. So, you know, just another thought that I had in my mind and stuff like that, man. And we'll come back to something else later. This is uh, this is something. This is something that ends off the summer that we all got to think about. So, I'll at you next time, man. I just wanted to throw that out there because that shit is just crazy. All right. Peace.